We're here with Stag today. Thanks for being here today, guys.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
We're gonna get started by taking a turn at the wheel for all of you guys. So you were already checking it out. It's all random stuff on here. So we can go in whatever order you want, but you all get a spin. So I'll basically spin it, and whoever's turn it'll just tell me to stop. I'll stop it, and whatever my finger's on is what you're answering or doing.
So wait, you can like fix the game
I
now
cannot.
if you're the one
Well, you're
spinning
telling me
it
to
for us.
stop.
You're like, stop.
So I just stop. I told you. I promise.
I trust you.
So who's going first?
Start Hampar.
Yeah. Let's just start with Hampar.
All right, you want to spin it, and I'll tell you stop.
Okay.
All right. Stop. I don't know.
What's your spirit animal?
Oh shit. My spirit animal. What are the things that like swim in the rivers in Florida? They're like
Alligators?
sea cows. Like
Manatees?
Manatee, yeah.
Manatee?
I think I'm a manatee because
Sea cow.
yeah, they just like want to relax in the
They just
river.
kind of just cruise along.
Yeah, it's like nice, like warm current.
Are there any spirit
That's right,
animals
B.
with drinking problems?
I don't know. Like
God.
monkeys eat like fermented berries in the forest. Like maybe a monkey.
I hear koalas are high on eucalyptus all day, but I
Yeah,
don't know if
maybe.
that's bullshit or
No,
not.
I like a manatee. I'm a manatee.
Yeah, manatee.
That's my final answer.
All right, who's next?
I guess I'll go next.
You gonna go next? Ready?
Yeah, sure. And
Whoa.
stop.
Worst gig you ever played?
Oh, this is.
Ooh.
I'm really glad I got this one. So it was in Colorado. It was me and our keyboard player who is not here today, Matt. You'll thank me fondly for telling this story. We went to a place called Moe's Barbecue in Denver, and we were opening up for some friends. And the show started with us setting up on a stage that was in front of a projector where a football game was being projected. We had to tell them about 4 or 5 times to turn off the game with sound before we could play, and they were like pissed that we asked them to do that. So they finally turned that off. We start the first song, and Matt had left his delay pedal on all the way up, so it was feeding back, but the volume was turned down. So he turned it up, and there was like the most horrible, just distorted, loud sound for about 10 seconds. And he freaked out and didn't know what to do, so he unplugged everything.
No.
So then we had to start from scratch. And then I played my guitar parts, I think, for one song, like on the wrong string. And then when I realized I was playing the wrong string, I went back down and I was on the wrong fret. And it was just a nightmare. And then and so we packed up after the gig. We're pissed as hell. We can't even speak to each other. This is the closest we've ever come to quitting music. And we get in the car, we're all packed up, and Matt goes, I can't find the fucking keys. And they were at the bottom of a cord bag that we had to find that was like at the very back of the car that had been loaded in first. So we spent an extra like 30 minutes looking for the keys. And that's about as close as I ever came to just quitting music altogether and saying, fuck it, I'm going to sell insurance.
Oh my god! This is a comedy of
Yeah,
errors.
it's just
It's
horrible.
like,
the whole day
man.
was atrociously bad.
Oh, when you said the football thing, I thought it was gonna go somewhere weird where like people were pissed and like.
Oh no,
didn't wanna
and
listen.
by the way,
Well,
that's
there
what
were
it was.
3
That
people. There
happened.
was 4 people at the show, or I guess technically 5. 3 drunk regulars who were just at the bar, 1 friend of ours, and for some reason the bartender girl who actually like took a CD after that god awful performance.
Wow.
So, I guess it worked out okay for her, but it was pretty awful for us.
Yeah. Wow. You can only go up from there, though, right?
Yeah, no. Every time we have a bad gig, I say it's not Moe's Barbecue.
Yeah. There you go.
He does say that.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next? Who's next?
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Shotgun beer.
Stop.
What's your spirit animal? Also.
Oh.
That's tough. It's a weird question.
Yeah, I haven't thought that much about it. In, I think, 3rd grade, I did a project on the Wolverine. I don't remember that much about it, but I really, really liked learning about the Wolverine. And I feel like there may be some similarities, but I can't remember them right now.
Nice. That's a
That's
pretty
what I got.
badass spirit
Yeah,
animal.
that's
I mean,
what I like to think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I wish, buddy.
Stop.
One thing you love about your bandmates.
One thing.
Getting off of work and
getting like 17 to 25 text messages from our band. It starts off with what time is practice? And by the 25 messages, you still don't know what time practice is. Just like some dicking around.
First and last message are, so what time is practice?
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. All right, are you guys ready for some general band questions?
Totally.
Sure.
All right, so how did you guys all meet and start playing together?
Me and the keyboard player, Matt, we met when we were both like 5 years old in T-ball, and in senior year we started playing music. And so we went to college together, we lived together, we played music all throughout, and we played in this band called Fellow Citizens, which is the reason that we know the other Matt Hampar, is he was a guitar player in that band, and that became a 9-piece band, which was insane. 4 guitar players, a keyboard player, drummer, bass player. Eliza played like a pump organ, I feel like.
Oh yeah.
And a violin player.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, Sarah Michaels. Yeah, it was insane. And then I did a gig with a different drummer, and Matt just showed up, and Casey had just moved back from New York and had been emailing me about playing, and so we all started playing together. And then Tony joined us about like 6 months ago or something.
Yeah, beginning of the year.
Yeah, and Tony's in a great band called Chiquita, and so Tony and Matt have known each other forever.
I've known
so.
Matt since I was 5 as well. So.
Oh, wow.
That's how Matt recommended me to Will.
And Casey's known himself since he was like.
Recommended you.
I just put an ad on Craigslist and said looking for friends, and they said
They said, well, not friends, but we need a drummer.
Nice.
Yeah.
So why the name Stag?
It's actually it's an anagram of a longer name that we used to have when we first started. So then we just took like the first letters kind of and put them all together, and it used to be ST and then A and then G, like with periods in between, and we're like, that's too complicated. Nobody wants to type that out. So then we just kind of put it together.
Yeah.
And just became Stag. And that's why we still have the capital G is like for symmetry, and also because like it used to be, it used to be a much longer name, and then we just cut it down.
Gotcha. You're not going to say what the much longer name is?
Yeah, it was Stanwick's Accidental Gun. It was a reference that a friend of mine in high school came up with that was like apparently about Herman Melville's son who killed himself, and Herman Melville said, well, he didn't kill himself. He used to sleep with a gun under his pillow, so it went off in the middle of the night and shot him in the head. So it was like an accidental gun.
Wow.
Yeah.
That would be quite a band name.
It was way too much of a band name, so we had to pull it down.
It's cool.
I think there's still one holdout, a friend of ours named Peter Goodwin, who's still like, you should change it back. No, it's too complicated. No one even knows how to spell the first part.
Yeah, that's a lot.
But yeah, that's where it came
All right, interesting. So how does your creative process typically work?
Usually it starts out with Matt will. This is going to get complicated, by the way. Let's just call him Hampar, and the other Matt.
Okay.
He'll usually come to us with kind of like a song idea, or sometimes it's me, but it usually starts off as like an Ableton file, a sequence thing with synths and drums and stuff.
Yeah.
And then we'll get together and we'll all play on top of it. And then lately we've been listening to the song with a track, and then pulling out the tracks and just playing with it, just the 5 of us. And just kind of workshopping it and putting in odd beats and trying to like find ways to make it like more interesting than just the original track, and then we make adjustments to the file and put it all back together, and it just kind of comes together like that.
Nice. All right. And what bands would you say, for people that don't know you, what bands would you say that you sound like? If they liked some popular band, what would you like refer them to? If they were like, oh, what does your music sound like? If I like who, am I gonna like you?
I feel like we've gotten Vampire Weekend and
who are you thinking?
Local Natives.
Yeah, local
Natives.
Yeah, I can see that.
Actually, we just finished a record with a guy named Raymond Richards who did a record with them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I think it was,
Nice.
it was like one of their early records. He actually produced and recorded the whole thing, and we just finished our record with him at his home studio in Rancho Park.
Nice. Rockets Red Glare.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. So one of the guys from Young Creatures works.
Oh,
Mike
he's
Post.
talking-
yeah.
I love Mike.
Yeah,
Mike's
Mike's
great.
awesome.
So cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
I have yet to see
saw
his band,
them-
but I hear they're so
Oh,
good.
they're great. Actually, you guys would be a really good pairing on a bill.
We
Yeah,
were
we
talking
wanted
about trying to
to-
set
yeah,
a
we're
show
trying to
up
do
with
that.
them.
Yeah.
We were just talking
Great.
You
about
guys would
that.
be
Oh,
like
perfect.
perfect with
Yeah.
them.
I'd also say, at least with Matt McGuire and I have been listening to a lot of New Order, so I think that's sort of informed a lot of the most recent stuff.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of LCD sound system.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Some other stuff. So.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think is the biggest challenge being a band in Los Angeles?
Driving. I hate driving.
It could be worse though. New York would be really, really.
Oh
tough.
yeah,
Trying to
okay,
carry
yeah.
drums on the
You know,
subway.
yeah,
Yeah,
driving
watch
sucks,
you, yeah.
but not driving is way worse.
Yeah, yeah.
No, we had to carry shit on the subway. That was...
Oh, for
that's
CMJ?
Yeah, it's the biggest pain in the ass ever.
Yeah, carry an amp, pedals, and a guitar.
On the
Yeah.
subway?
Oh,
I'll take a
God.
car over that. I'll
Yeah.
sit in
Yeah.
traffic. It's okay.
Yeah.
I'd rather have my amp on my bike than sit in the subway.
Oh God. You could put straps on your amp and carry it like on
Yeah.
your back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say one of the best things about LA that's also a challenge is how much good music there is. Because if you're gigging and sort of getting yourself out there, you can jump on a lot of really good bills, but at the same time, there's a lot of competition for those bills. So, that's sort of there are probably 10 awesome bands in Bedrock right now. So it can make it tough. And I think I've heard from bands in like small towns throughout the country that you sort of can get a bigger following earlier, but then whether that translates or whether you can break out with that. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a push and pull, but
Yeah. It keeps you hungry being in like a
definitely
big city like Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, or something.
totally.
Because you can't slack off. You can't slow down. It's
Yeah.
Like, you just keep doing it. You
Yeah.
just keep going because there's no really other option if you want to keep climbing that ladder. It's like it's just a hell of a lot of work.
Yeah.
But once you find other bands who are good, you can create really, really strong bills. So that's gratifying because then you meet. I mean, I feel like we've met so many great
We've
bands.
gigged with a lot of great bands.
So there's nothing better than having a 3 or 4 band bill that's just kick ass. So.
Yeah.
Like we knew Mars and the Massacre, like when we did that really fun warehouse show with
Yeah.
you guys. That was put on by you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was super cool, and John and Ethan and all those guys are like super nice and always like willing to do shows and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This band, Sympathetic Frequencies, we played a couple gigs with. They're really great, and yeah, it's fun when you meet those bands that are like, hey, you're doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of different scenes.
It is, yeah, and I was just gonna add to that, like, it's weird because, I mean, I've dealt with a lot of bands, hundreds at this point.
Yeah.
And some are, like, really down for, like, the community thing and, like, being like, yeah, we're kind of in this together, like, let's help each other out. And then there's some that are just like, yeah, we're doing our thing. And
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah, and where
And
does
I
it
feel
get,
like
and where does it get them?
Yeah, exactly. I
They
don't
either get lucky
know.
or
Yeah,
they don't.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird mentality to have to just be like, meh, I'm good. I don't need to be part of this. We're just gonna do our thing on our own. But
I do
teach
not
his own, I
understand that
guess.
at all.
I don't either, but
I only get along with musicians. I might as well be friends with them.
Yeah.
yeah, it's true. All right, kind of along a similar vein, if you could change one thing about the music industry right now, what would it be?
That is a loaded question.
Yeah,
Just
it's a
one?
cliche. Maybe it's not totally
Depends
accurate,
on
but
my
I
pocket.
do think that it's they're really great sort of artist-run labels or labels run by people who just absolutely love music, and I think that mentality would help the sort of mainstream industry.
Yeah.
You know, not that something like Discord, Ian MacKay's record label, not that that's going to make the kind of profits that a major corporation wants. But I mean, that's all based on people who loved it and worked really hard and then found a way to make a career out of it. So I think that sort of amateurism is actually important. And there's a lot of you'll see some bands where it's like they're good, but they sort of have figured out what are like the 5 key sort of things that are going on right now. What are the trends? We're gonna put that together, and it's like cool. I mean, there's a lot of great pop music, but there's also you sort of miss out on the passion and enthusiasm of people who aren't like directly trying to make it, or So,
Absolutely.
you know, a little more. I mean, executives who listen to the music. I don't know, like.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
I think
You
it's
know.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's important, and I think that's important across entertainment. You know,
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, you have to. The sort of suits have to know, like why, artists are making art,
Yeah.
and it's not solely for the money. It's like
Yeah, it's gotta be for the passion
Yeah.
of doing it.